So, first YouTube video. Anyway, here it is. So everybody's been wanting to know, or at least I've been wanting to know, how are people rigging this? This one here is a Hags prickly pear. Just like the Koike, just $10 cheaper. So there might be a difference, but I haven't found it. So we're gonna use one of these, and I'm gonna show you all the different ways I've rigged this thing so far, and ways I haven't yet that I've seen one other person and we heard Fisher and I was doing it, right? So let's just jump right in. So whatever you call these things, fuzzy dice, dice bait, sea urchin, whatever. A couple different ways to fish it. So the first way I fished this, to be honest, first way I fished it was just like with an old wacky style hook with a little weighted head, and just went right through it. Which these things, something we need to explain, they're extremely tough. I mean, really tough. I mean, it's not even easy to get the hook through, right? I ran the head down all the way, so the hook was kind of sticking up. When I moved it, you know, obviously you're getting that. This is the first way I fished it. Second thing you need to know about these baits is they're extremely buoyant. I mean, super floaty. So even with this, which I think is like a, I don't know, 1/4 ounce weighted wacky head, it didn't sink. So one of the first things you need to figure out is where they're set up. You fishing shallow, right? It doesn't matter how much weight you have or the sink rate. Are you fishing deeper? Well, then now you gotta think about how to get it down there and not sit there for a week waiting for it to sink. So one of the ways I've seen is what Fisher did. And I saw, well, Tex Haynes, what's up Tex? Saw him also do it. So basically taking a treble hook, although Texas was a little different, taking a treble hook, there's a bug, attaching a split ring and just putting one of these little barrel weights on there, right? So this one here is a 1/4 ounce tungsten weight, so it'll help it get down. The same thing, but again, this one makes me a little nervous because I don't want to lose the bait. So I'm assuming the best way to do that is make sure that you're getting it all the way in there and get that barb out. Get that barb to come poke out right there, if you can barely see it. And then me personally, I would just tie to the treble hook, or you can tie to the split ring. But either way, that weight's gonna help and impart some action, you know, those hard twitches that you see. But again, it really depends on what the fish are doing. This isn't one of those baits where you rig it one way and it's fishable for whatever technique. I like the little 1/4 ounce jig head or whatever. It's less than that, but if I'm scoping, takes a while to get to them, but it'll get there. The wind's blowing though, heavier weight, just saying. A couple of things I haven't seen yet. Now I did see, like Tex, he had a treble hook in there the same way, but he didn't do the little barrel weight on here. What he did was used a regular old flipping weight, like one of those. Ow, just hooked myself. One of these type weights and pegged it on his line. Pretty interesting way to do it too. But one thing I've been thinking about, because I want to be bouncing this on the bottom, I took one of these swing heads from 6 cents. Took one of these swing heads and I took the spring clip off. So basically what that does now is it gives me 2 line ties. I can tie here or I can tie here, just depends. But if I were to run that through and do the same thing that I did prior with that smaller wacky jig head and just run it to the head, just run it all the way up or wherever you want it, right? I've got a hook sticking out of there and I've got this to help me make this thing move. I'll be trying this a lot tomorrow. Just want to see what it does. That is a 1/2 ounce. So, and I plan on fishing just a little bit deeper tomorrow, looking for them pre-spawners. Unless I find them shallow, then I'm gonna have to switch up, just like I said. You can do it weightless, just an old wacky worm. You don't have to have the guard, I like the guard. But you can do it weightless even. And then, the other one I'm planning on trying, but if I catch them tight on the bottom, right, is using this. So, it's like an old Tokyo rig, right? That'll allow me to drag that along, keep this up, and being that it's buoyant, it's just gonna float behind. I think this is gonna be a killer. Again, we'll see. To me, it's an excellent way. Is it okay to bleed in your first video? Blood, sweat, and tears, brothers. Blood, sweat, and tears. But anyway, got a few of these things. Highly encourage you to go pick up a few. Obviously, it's all the rage right now. But the way you rig them is gonna be however you want to fish. What are the fish relating to? Are they shallow? Are they deep? Are they deep off points? Are they wanting something moving quicker? What's the sink rate doing? Are they attracted to how slow it's falling? Turn away. There's a lot of things. And I think in this particular case, it's all gonna depend on what the fish are doing, where they're at in the column, all those things. I'm not gonna even attempt to guess what I can do with this during the spawn on a bed, hence why I'm trying heavier stuff. But one other very important thing to notice, I just stuck all them hooks in this one thing, same bait every time, and it's good to go. Now, remember, they don't cast well, but they're super tough. super tough. And this stuff doesn't squish down real good. So try and make sure you got some hook out, because if it comes down to fish, I don't know. So we'll see what happens. And I appreciate y'all tuning in for the very first one. I'm sure there'll be more. My point or my plan or what I want to do is do stuff like this where you're not getting a lot of information from a lot of people on hot topics, baits, those type of things. The other side is, and I know people at every level in fishing, and probably be good to do a podcast or two every once in a while if they're down, right? So see what we can do. Anyway, stay tuned. Go get your fuzzy bait on. Go do some things. What are your thoughts? Let me know. There's even more that I haven't even come up with or seen or whatever. How are you guys rigging them? Let's talk about it.